saddest man on the planet and the poorest person on this planet is a human without a dream. If you don't have a dream, you are really poor. You see, no matter how much money you don't have, as long as you got hope and a dream, there's always the possibility of gaining the success you're dreaming about. And yet, the most frustrated person in the world is the person with a dream, but hasn't experienced the reality of that dream.
You'll get knocked down many times, chasing your dreams. You'll feel like you don't have the energy to get back up. You don't have the strength to get back up. You'll feel like giving up is the only option. When you're hit, when you've been knocked down by life, that's when it's time to hit back.
Back off? Negative. Not happening. In fact, I'm stepping it up. No complacency. No complacency. No backing off. No slack whatsoever. Bring it. Fight. Fight that ticking clock with everything. Gosh, and the earlier you get in the game and get on track, the better life you're gonna have.
Character's not something that we inherit. Character's something we gotta wake up every single day. We gotta fight and we gotta build it. You gotta begin with the end in mind. So whatever your dream or your goal is, you gotta wake up every day to it.
That's what life is about. Stretching and challenging. Looking for ways that you can begin to improve yourself. But not only is it important that you believe and begin to know that it's possible for you to live your dream as you run toward it, but it's necessary that you work on yourself, that you develop yourself. It's necessary that you get the energy drainers out of your life. People who don't want anything, people who are not striving, people who are not challenging themselves, people who aren't growing, people who stop dreaming. It's necessary that you get the losers out of your life if you want to live your dream. There's always a reason to quit. There's going to be times when your circumstances are inconsistent with your dreams. And in those moments, you have two choices. Number one, you can reduce your life to your present circumstances. Give up on it. Settle. Or you can believe your life will catch up with your dream if you won't quit and won't give up. Never allow circumstances to change the dream in your heart. Never. Never allow circumstances to change the dream in your heart. If you could ever go through this life without ever knowing what you were capable of, if you could walk through this time on earth, never going to the places you're supposed to go, never becoming the person you're supposed to be, never helping the people you were supposed to help, never taking your children around the world and seeing the places you're supposed to see, if you could never go through life without wondering and knowing that, you're in the right place with us. See, in your life, you're going to get what you tolerate. Stop tolerating for these people who believed in you all your life, an inferior life for you. Stop allowing God to bless you and give you all this giftedness and opportunity and settle and tolerate less. For those babies that are sitting here with your children and grandchildren, stop being willing to tolerate less for them. Don't tolerate it anymore. Yeah, you gotta give it your best, but it starts making a decision that this is over. I don't tolerate this life anymore. Pretty good's not good enough for my family. Pretty good's not good enough for my grandmother. Pretty good's not good enough for my grandpa, my parents, my future children. Pretty good ain't gonna get it done for this family. Now you hear them whispering to you, he's right. You can do this. You're great. You're special. You were born for a reason. I hope you can feel that. Life's gonna give you ultimately what you'll fight for. See, how many of you have children? Raise your hands. Me too. I got Max and Belly home. You ever notice when you go to a Little League game and they were playing their sport out, there's all those kids on the field, but who do you see? You see yours. It's almost like the other kids are barely there. Like I had a few kids, right? What you get? Or you go to a play at Christmas time, a Christmas pageant for your daughter or your son, and all the kids are up there singing. Who are you watching sing the whole time? Your little baby. And how much you hope and believe their life is going to be special and great. And you want them to be happy and fulfilled and confident, don't you? Yes? I'm gonna give you a secret. Your kids look at you, man. Your children look at you. All they see is you. They don't see the other parents. They don't see the other people. They look at you. They want you to be happy, you to be special, you to live your dreams. They want that for you. In fact, they want it more because what you do opens the gates for them in their minds to think about what they can do. So you have an even bigger responsibility. You can't tolerate it. See, you can't go to your children and say you can be whatever you want. Because what if they look back and you say, well, Daddy, if I can be whatever I want, if I can do anything, how come you haven't? How can you and Mommy haven't? We don't want them to think that about you. We've all gotten to an age, haven't we, in our lives, we figured out we love our parents dearly. But we figured out who they are, haven't we? Good, bad, and indifferent. Your children are going to figure out who you are. They're going to grow to an age where they know. Maybe they already have. And you know what? This is your shot to change it. They're always going to love you, but they can be proud of you. Your kids are going to have heroes. Why not that hero be you? At any age you can turn that around. At any time you can turn that around. I want to challenge you to do that. I want this to fill you. I want you to think about it. I want it to move you. I want it to energize you. And when you get weak, when someone quits, when an appointment cancels, when some guy who tells you you shouldn't be doing this, and you're not good enough, and there's something better, whatever they tell you, you remember why you're doing it. I want to sow it into you right now. I want you to know why you're doing this.
Now here's the next note to make. 5 years from now, you will arrive. Question is, where? This is for mature people now. If you keep up your present disciplines and keep up the present pace that you're on, where will you be in 5 years? Boy, it's easy to say, hey, I haven't really thought about that. So now make this note. In 5 years, here's the probability. You will either arrive at a well-designed destination or an undesigned destination. Well-designed or undesigned. And I promise you, 5 years from now, you really don't want to arrive at an undesigned destination. Because you may very well wind up wearing what you don't want to wear, driving what you don't want to drive, maybe doing what you don't want. Simply because you didn't design a better destination. Key phrase, up front, the decision is easy. Now, sometimes after we've lived a few years now to repair our mistakes and get back on track, it seems like a tough job. If you've messed up your health for 10 years, I'm telling you, it takes more than 10 days to get it back. But here's the key, and it's so exciting to talk to the teenagers. Make the note, if you start early, the fortune belongs to you if you start early. All fortunes that are available to humans, if you start early, the promise looms large and the odds are heavy in your favor. Now, yes, it's possible to do some radical things starting late and still arrive with some good treasures and some good things. But when you haven't got that much time left, now sometimes the decision has to be so drastic people are not willing to make it. They're too tired, too weary, and too ill. And say, look, I don't have much time left. It's not going to happen for me. It's easy to take that attitude. But everyone here, we've got the time over the next 10 years. We've got the time the next 20 years. We've got the time the next 30 years to make some repair now in our errors of the past and set up some new disciplines. And I'm telling you, that's going to change everything. So, 5 years from now, I wish for you to arrive at a well-designed place. A place of productivity, a place that'll make you feel good about yourself, a place that'll give you honor and respect, a place that'll give you influence to touch other people 5 years from now that you couldn't do.
And small goals. Now, if that doesn't work, like if you can't make the goal small enough to achieve, it might be that you're not being humble enough with regards to your conceptions of your own ability. But you could tell if the goal that you put forward is a reasonable one if you're actually implementing it. Because if you're not, then by definition, it's not a reasonable goal. Like let's say you're sleeping all the time and your room is just a bloody complete disaster. And you think, well, I should clean up my room. It's like, well, maybe you can. but maybe tomorrow you could hang up 2 shirts, or you could move 2 shirts from your bedroom to the laundry room. Or you could bag up a bag of dirty clothes that you could conceivably take to a laundromat. Then just do that one thing, You could do, if your room's a catastrophe, and you did that one thing, and then you did one thing like that for 15 days or 20 days, maybe your place would be in order. And so the trick is to get the trajectory right.